you guys have been watching me struggle with my feelings about Caitlin Clark. And yesterday, I received a very, very thoughtful email from a fan of this show and someone with some historical knowledge of Caitlin Clark going all the way back to her high school playing days in Iowa. I want to share this letter.
After months of silence, Nike made a bold move by showcasing Caitlin Clark at the Indiana Fever Arena. This abrupt shift begs the question of whether this is a sincere apology or just Since it comes from a woman who is the mother of 3 or 4 athletes, it gave me some background information, perspective, and wisdom that I was rather ignorant of. In any case, as Caitlin Clark concludes her first regular season in the WNBA, I'll publish the email first before delving deeper into some more observations. We prepare for the playoffs because I will be discussing Caitlin Clark of the Indiana Fever next week, people. Genuinely a response to Adidas' curiosity. Despite being one of basketball's emerging stars, Clark was ignored by Nike for a long time. They're promoting her everywhere now as though. On Sunday, the WNBA playoffs begin. I believe this to be. Yes, it's the biggest story in sports, in my opinion. We discussed this yesterday, and it seems like folks are behaving as though we're focusing too much on Caitlin Clark because Sports Illustrated is showcasing Angel Reese on the cover. We're not paying enough attention to Caitlin Clark, her impact, and everything she stands for. This is unlike anything we have ever seen. They recently realized that they have a big contract with her worth $28 million. However, this is not just about Clark and Nike. It draws attention to more general problems with the way big brands interact with women's sports. Are they really? The fact that Caitlin Clark is carrying this entire league on her shoulders, in my opinion, dwarfs. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and even Tiger Woods have all demonstrated qualities that we have seen. Never have I seen. Sports Illustrated releases a list, and as I mentioned yesterday, there are a lot of WNBA-related individuals on it. Are they devoted, or are they only taking advantage of trends when they work to their advantage? A $28 million contract should, you would think, guarantee some attention. However, it's puzzling that Nike overlooked Clark throughout her stellar first campaign. And without Caitlin Clark, none of them would exist, as we all know. And for that reason, I thought this woman is Kunta Kinte yesterday, that Caitlin Clark is the slave that is carrying the WNBA, and that everyone from Cheryl Swoops to Angel Reese is making money off of her. They are elevating themselves by using her. How is it possible for a well-known sports company to overlook a talented athlete? An incredible contract with Nike included plans for Clark to create her own trademark sneaker, which is a dream come true for any athlete, but especially for a rookie to the league. Caitlin Clark has accomplished more than just becoming well-known. Her freshman season has been genuinely dominated by her, while acting as though it's them and not giving her credit. As I glance around, I see people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s running around and pounding their chests. This nation was created by us. And that we're claiming credit for something that happened 150 or 160 years ago. And I say, no. Allow all new players to participate in minutes played, points, assists, steals, and viewership. And we must remember she accomplished a triple-double, making her the first rookie in WNBA history to do it. It's more than just good, it's historic. Her squad apparently forgot they have one of the best basketball players on the team. Nike's marketing team was shattering records at the same time as Clark. Angel Reese, Cheryl Swoops, Andrea Carter, Elle Duncan Chimney, and the WNBA were all built and are still being built by Caitlin Clark. Her last name is pronounced incorrectly by me. Kathy Engelbert, along with everyone else. They are scurrying around attempting to take credit for Kunta Clark's work. Seems to be taking a lengthy vacation. Remember when LeBron James first joined the league to get a sense of this? Nike extensively advertised him and had his signature sneaker ready from day one. But nothing at all with Clark. Not at all. Nike is skilled in promoting women's basketball. Check out Aja Wilson. She has a lot of advertisements and her own shoe. So why is no one talking about Clark? This disregard has not gone unnoticed. Fans are perplexed. It is being questioned by commentators. Social media is too. This is really amazing. However, let me explain because I have made certain comments of Caitlin Clark that have enraged many of you. However, I maintain the criticisms. However, I would want to share this email that I got. It's a little lengthy, but I want to publish it all because I believe it's crucial that everyone understands what I'm trying to say. Hello, Jason. Since Kansas City, I have kept up with you. Since I first learned about your podcast during your appearance on Glenn Beck years ago, I have listened to almost every episode. When people unfollow you, I like that you are bold and vocal. It is, I firmly believe, those who know you from X and not. People are beginning to question whether Nike even knows who they signed because of the rumors. How come they are unable to promote Clark the way they do Wilson? Given the juxtaposition between her record-breaking feats and Nike's seeming inaction, Caitlin Clark's recent accomplishments have generated a lot of discussion. Nike appeared to be silent while Clark was out there breaking records and drawing sizable crowds, almost as if a big film premiere were taking place without any marketing support. The possibility that this is more than simply a mere error on Nike's part has been raised by critics. Some people are wondering if the company's internal dynamics are affecting their choices. Is Clark being passed over in favor of athletes with greater experience? It definitely seems that way from the outside, especially since Adidas seems to be holding out for the ideal opportunity to intervene. According to speculations, Nike may not release Clark's signature shoe until 2026, which would be a long wait in the fast-paced world of sports, adding to the suspense. Who knows how many more records she might shatter before then? In comparison to men's sports, this circumstance calls into question how big businesses interact with women's sports. Do they actually care, or is this just token support? In our opinion, Nike appears to have made a serious error in this regard. One commentator's statement, I think it's more on the political side as to why Caitlin Clark is not getting the praise, aptly encapsulated the displeasure, the ads, the merchandise, the commercials. Since going pro, Clark has not appeared in any Nike commercials or advertisements. Adidas stepped in just as it appeared that Nike had lost out on her. They weren't only curious, they were prepared to take a big step. And how much would it cost to entice the most attractive rookie in basketball to leave Nike? You may be surprised at the figure. Adidas is reportedly considering offering Clark an endorsement deal worth a staggering $30 million. Yes, you read correctly, $30 million. It's more than just an improvement over what Nike has to offer. It is at an entirely new level. Adidas takes this seriously. They are willing to make a significant investment because they have acknowledged Clark's skill. But it goes beyond just splurging her with cash. Adidas has a smart strategy. Sports icons like Billie Jean King have been asked to publicly support Clark. It seems as though Adidas chose to create their own story after observing Nike's inaction. Let's talk about the Caitlin Clark impact now. It's more than simply chatter. It is supported by reliable statistics. Viewership of the WNBA is rising. Clark's games are drawing an average of over 1 million viewers, and attendance is rising quickly. Not all of this is good news. For the sport, it is revolutionary. Nike appears to have missed something that Adidas has capitalized on. Caitlin Clark is more than just a sports person. She has gained notoriety, as if they had found a treasure while Nike was utilizing it as a parking lot. Adidas saw Clark's potential to generate substantial sales while Nike was distracted by other issues. There is more to this collaboration with Adidas than just sneakers. It's an audacious statement. Adidas is saying, hey, we see you in women's sports quite clearly. The men's game is not the only reason we're here. They are committing to the future, and Caitlin Clark is a key part of that future. The real surprise is that Nike seems to be losing out on a once-in-a-lifetime marketing opportunity while Adidas is making calculated steps. They appear to be more concerned with promoting older products, specifically Aja Wilson, than taking use of this chance. It's like parking a fancy car in your garage and using it for everyday things like delivering newspapers. Adidas spokesperson Billie Jean King has also praised Clark, pointing out her accomplishments and the good impact she has on the sport. Nike might not have been completely unaware. Instead, they appear to be traveling slowly. They made a big show of honoring Caitlin Clark at last, but it raises the issue of why it took so long. More significantly, may this gesture mark the start of a major change, or is it too late to make a difference? Nike abruptly displayed a massive banner of Caitlin Clark at the Indiana Fever Arena following months of silence. This is definitely a wake-up call. Here's the real kicker, though. Is this a genuine effort to patch things up, or is Nike merely trying to keep their relationship with Clark intact before she leaves for Adidas? The timing seems dubious, especially in light of Adidas' recent actions. Nike seems to have just uncovered Clark's contract and realized, oh yeah, it's not just about Nike and Clark in this circumstance. It draws attention to a more significant problem with the way brands interact with women's sports. Are they attempting to catch up after recognizing they've fallen behind, or are they truly committed? It appears that Adidas' interest in Caitlin Clark prompted Nike take action in relation to their $28 million agreement with her. In addition to setting records and drawing attention, Clark has been on fire. There has been a lot of discussion over this, with supporters criticizing Nike for failing to see her potential sooner. They do have a point, to be honest. That big businesses still require reminders about the significance of women's sports in 2024 is disheartening. The good news? Public pressure works. Every fan who expressed their dissatisfaction had an impact. Nike needed to pay attention. For all brands, this is an important lesson. You cannot simply claim to be in favor of women's sports. You must demonstrate it. Let's go further now. There is more to the story of Caitlin Clark and Nike than just one athlete working for one company. It draws attention to how big businesses treat women's sports differently than they do men's. Are they just responding when it suits them, or are they truly committed? It seems like Nike's last-minute Clark promotion is too little, too late. But it happened because supporters and admirers wouldn't keep quiet. Your opinions count. Continue to use them. This may alter the way that companies handle female athletes in the future. What comes next then? The true heroes in this tale are the fans who stood behind Caitlin. Nike refused to, so keep pushing for fairness and equal opportunities in sports endorsements. The next time you witness a brand ignoring talent, keep that in mind.